Are you in a toxic relationship and you're ready to get out of it? Then this interview is for you. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebeccazung, top 1% attorney and the best-selling author of the books Negotiate Like You Matter and Breaking Free, a step-by-step divorce guide. I've helped thousands of people go from lives of drama, trauma, and chaos, and I've helped them get all the way to the other side and break free. And I do the same thing for you here on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, you can do that right now. Hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when I upload brand new content. So this is part 2 of my conversation with Dr. Morgan Anderson, who's pioneered the ESL relationship method for detoxifying your life, delete that toxicity, create that new relationship. Here we go. Let's dive into part 2. So where do you start, though? I mean, when you're dealing with this, you've come to this soul decision, you've come to realize this relationship is toxic. I think it takes some people a really long time to get to a point of being okay enough and healed enough to even think about leaving. I mean, so how do you even start that process?
Yes. So the first thing, and I know we just touched on this, but it is that awareness. So you have to be able to really tune into yourself and do that over and over so you know where you're really at. And then next I want to say, we talked about this earlier, but self-compassion, right? Start with self-compassion. So send yourself love and empathy for where you're at so that you can fully accept it. A lot of people in this dynamic, myself included, when I was in it, you are kind of in denial, you know? And here's the thing, we want to get in reality. There's always good and bad parts of any abusive relationship. It's never all bad. So we have to get to a place of acceptance, and self-compassion is what helps us get there. When we blame ourselves, we're critical towards ourselves, we stay stuck. So self-compassion, the acknowledgement of what is the reality, what's really going on, and then holding yourself accountable. And it may take you a while to get to this place, right? But holding yourself accountable to honoring what you need. And maybe that is you need therapy, you need additional support, you need time by yourself, you're, making sure that you're setting boundaries, you're having a separate life as much as you can from that person. But it's the accountability piece of, okay, how do I take action so that I'm honoring myself and getting clear about what that looks like?
Yeah. And, and I really do see a lot of people in my community. I got, at this point, there's probably 4,000 posts a day in my Facebook group. And then thousands and thousands of comments on my YouTube videos and things. And what I see is people, like, it's almost like they're coming alive, like they're realizing, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. It isn't that there's something wrong with me, that I wasn't good enough, or I didn't do the dishes well enough, or I wasn't pretty enough, or whatever it was. It's this person has a problem.
Yes.
And by, what you're talking about, self-awareness and getting knowledge, I think is so, so important, because that's like the first step to going, okay, wait a minute here. This is not okay.
Yes.
So, all right. So let's talk about your relationship template and how you can intentionally rewrite it. So, we're detoxifying here, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how do you detoxify and create a new template?
Yeah. So relationship template, you can also think of it as relationship blueprint. This is what you use to understand, okay, what are the, unspoken rules, of a relationship. What is a relationship going to look like, right? And this relationship template starts being formed from the moment you're born. So you have things from your relationship with your parents, all your relationship experiences come together to create this template. And here's the thing, when you have survived, you're the survivor of this kind of relationship, there's going to be some really unhelpful things in that template. There's going to be some things you learned about relationships that are not going to serve you, right?
Yeah. And like neuronal patterns, pathways that you've created in your brain.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. For many of us, there's going to be trauma there where we have a fight or flight response based on, the way that someone is showing up. I was just thinking of examples, like all the people I've helped. But anyways, yeah, you have this wiring that if we're not intentional about rewiring it, it will continue to sabotage you as you try to move forward.
Yeah. And I think some of it might even be like, you know, feelings of unworthiness that we developed as children that make us feel almost like we deserve to be treated badly
Yep.
or something to that effect. Not consciously, I don't think.
Right. A lot of this is unconscious. When I work with clients and we're really understanding what their relationship template is, there's a lot that comes out that they're not even aware of, right? They had no idea they had that belief. I had somebody recently, there was an experience that she had in the 3rd grade, and she learned that she was stupid because of that thing. And it's like she had no idea that was there,
She decided it wasn't true, but she decided that it was true, right?
Exactly, right? Like when I say learned, it's like that's what the brain stored, but it's not
Yeah.
true. Exactly.
Right. And most of the time it's on some sort of faulty premise. I mean, I have a friend who went on to become, a physician and really, really very successful, but she had something happen to her when she was a kid that her sisters were both on her aunt's lap, and then she went to go jump on her aunt's lap too. And here's like this adult who's now has a 3rd kid jumping on her lap, and the aunt said, oh, I can't have all these kids on my lap, everybody off. And she decided in that moment that she wasn't lovable.
Mm,
Now, any adult would go, or just mention in 3 kids on her lap, right? It had nothing to do with how lovable you are
right,
or not, but
right.
yet, she formed that in her brain at that time.
Yeah, that's a great example of something that, can seem like we know logically that's not what it means. But as children or as younger people, we take these things in and our brain uses it to go, oh, that's what that meant. So then, of course, I mean, I think about it this way. If you're showing up in your current relationships with that old map, right? But you really want a new, healthy relationship, but you're still using that old map that has the old destination, you're not going to get to where you want to go by using that old map.
Yeah, agreed. So, what kind of mindset do you need? I mean, so many of my clients or people in my community are like not even thinking about dating, but if they ever want to get out of this relationship and start detoxifying and thinking about dating again, what kind of mindset do they need?
Yeah, so dating mindset, I love talking about this. It's because I think what happens is when you go through these kinds of experiences where, you've had trauma in the past, dating could almost feel like something that's scary. But
Right.
here's the thing, dating is fun, right? We want you to be able to enjoy dating. And that's one of the goals in the program I have is I want you to enjoy dating, to look forward to it. And one of the things when I talk about mindset, you need to get to a place where you go, there is no failure in dating. right? Literally, I tell people you are a love scientist. You are gathering data. Every date you go on, it's a person, and you're gathering data about this person. And it will be good data or it will be bad data, right? And you will go from there. But there's no failure. There's only gathering data.
Yeah, interesting. And that's a really good way of looking at it. So let's talk about this ESL program. I'm so excited to hear about this ESL relationship program. What are the 4 pillars that you have in there that are designed to help people heal?
Yeah, so I'll give you kind of a quick overview, and I feel like it'll make sense based on what we've talked about. And ESL is not English as a second language. It is empowered, secure, and loved, right? That's how we all want to feel in a relationship. So the 4 main pillars, the first one is getting clarity on your patterns and cycles in relationships. So why you're doing what you're doing, right? Like we all want that clarity. And that involves unpacking the past and healing from things that have happened before. So that's number 1. Number 2, and we talked about this a bit, but rewiring your belief system. So getting rid of those beliefs that are sabotaging you and replacing them with the beliefs that you need for a healthy relationship. And then number 3, I know we didn't really talk about this much, but I use attachment theory to give people attachment theory informed dating so that you can go from whether it's anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, wherever you're at, to showing up as a securely attached person when you're dating. And then the 4th one is all about dating mindset, just kind of what I talked about, and then using the relationship tools. So this includes conflict navigation, communication strategies, how do we do assertive communication, and how to set boundaries, how to notice red flags, yellow flags, basically all the tools.
I like it. That sounds fantastic. I mean, so, I think the important thing for people to remember is that they can get over it. They
Yes.
can do this no matter where you are in your relationship, no matter
Yes.
how bad it's been.
Yes.
I mean, you've probably seen people who thought that they would never be able to get over it.
Yes. Yes.
And
Personally, I always tell people, hey, if I could do it, I know anyone can, because it was a long road for me, and I know that anybody really can heal.
yeah. So, one question I want to ask, I ask all of my people before we get to how can they learn more about you and reach you, is, and I don't know that I've ever asked a psychologist this question, so this will be interesting. And that is, what would be your spirit animal?
Oh, I love that question. Wow, that's a good one. So I know this one. My spirit animal is the mountain goat.
Ooh, I've never heard that one before, but there are mountain goats in Montana.
In Montana, yeah.
So tell me
Because
why.
so the mountain goat, because they really value their families, their pack animals. They also pick one partner for life. And they're fearless. They will jump from cliff to cliff, and they know themselves, they trust themselves, and they take their own path. They're rugged. They create their own path. So
Oh, I
that's
love
me.
that. That's good. Good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can people learn more about you?
So I hang out the most on Instagram, and you can find me there. It's Dr. Morgan Coaching. So just Dr. Morgan Coaching. I also have a Facebook community, which if you go to Instagram, there's a link in my bio, and you can find that there. And then the podcast is a great way too. So it's called Let's Get Vulnerable. The song Let's Get Physical, but it's Let's Get Vulnerable. Super fun.
Is it fun?
And that's on, anywhere that podcasts are aired, you can find that. But yeah, Instagram's the best way. Just shoot me a direct message. I'd love to hear from anybody who wants to reach out.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I know this is going to help so many people. I really appreciate you stopping by and taking the time.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to have you on my podcast. It's going to be great. Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thanks so much for tuning into this part 2 of my conversation with Dr. Morgan Anderson. Isn't that cool what she came up with? And, you know, it's always really cool to hear from people who've dealt with narcissists themselves, just like me, just like her, just like you. So if you liked the video and you found it helpful, give it a like, give it a share. Let us know what you loved about it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, now's a great time to do that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you're getting ready to negotiate with anyone, grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep worksheet at the link below, or just go to winmynegotiation.com. And if you want to join the very best support group there is out there, it is right here on Facebook. Right on Facebook, you just go to Narcissist Negotiators with rebeccazung and come on over and join us there. We'd love to see you. So thanks so much for joining me in this part 2 of my conversation with Dr. Morgan Anderson. Remember, today is always a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'll see you in the next video.